All right, so I think we're live. Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast. This is about the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy, and since you haven't seen any of the other interviews yet, or interviews podcasts yet, you wouldn't know this. But I love to do. I like to introduce the person, my special guest. So I wrote a little
Uh-oh.
something for you.
Oh
It's better
no.
than my other podcast. This is a nice introduction, not a flame.
This isn't a roast.
It's not a rest, I promise. Okay.
Okay.
Today, I am pleased to be joined by a true genius and role model of mine. She has conquered things that I can only dream of. With the witty comedy and quick fire jokes, it is a present to be in her presence. From the suburbs of Ohio to the banks of the West Coast to the bustling streets of Chicago, she does her thing wherever she goes. A great friend of mine and someone who I know has my back. She's a lover of cinema like myself and always willing to give her profound opinions. It is the one, the only, my sister, Layla Joseph.
Yeah. Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Welcome to the podcast. Glad to have you. Of
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. That was pretty fire.
course, I got hype with my guests. Let the people know who I'm dealing with, who they working with.
Appreciate it.
So just to start off, an easy question. I have something called the verse meter, where every
Okay.
video I kind of rate movie or TV show out of 100. So I
Mm.
know it's hard because this is like a trilogy, but the trilogy, what are you rating it out of 100?
Wow. And this is the Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King. So this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like the
just those three.
original.
Yeah,
Okay.
no Hobbit.
I'm gonna give it a 98.
Okay, okay. Why you give it a 98? What's your reasoning?
Well, I thought you were gonna ask me to do each individual movie. And so if I had to give individual movies, I
Yeah, you
would
can do it.
say Fellowship 100, Two Towers 100, Return of the King, sorry, 98. So that brings down the average.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it? What was Return of the King missing that like the other two had the extra 2 points to bump it up? In your opinion?
I think it just had a really hard task of wrapping up the whole trilogy, and it feels really long, the movie itself. And we really only watch the extended versions. So that one is like
That's true. A
over
good
four
four
hours
hours.
long. Yeah. Um, so I think it just has a really difficult task of wrapping things up cleanly, and there's so many story threads. So sometimes it just feels a little long. So in terms of like rewatchability, I feel like I reach for the first two before I go for the third.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like personally, I like the third one a lot because it's when
Mm,
everyone's really. I guess the second one is where everyone's hitting their stride, but the third
yeah,
one is like everyone's just beast mode. The writers don't have to hold back anymore. They can just be themselves, and like when
yeah,
Legolas takes on the elephant. I think that's one of my favorite moments. Like I think I watched the Ministry
yeah.
of Battle a lot and Helm's Deep. I guess.
I guess that's the other thing that reminds me that there's so many like bailout moments in that movie where like the
Hmm.
eagle's coming or the zombie army that just like magically,
That's
ends them
true. That
fight for
was.
them. And then like the 20 endings. Like I think some of those elements I'm always just kind of like, all right.
That's fair. It definitely does drag on towards the end. I forgot about that where it keeps fading to black and then it keeps bringing something new
You're
out.
like, "Oh, we have 30 minutes left." Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. I would say, in totality, the whole trilogy, I'd probably
Mhm.
give it like I think a 99. I think
Uh,
it's really up there. I didn't want to
okay,
copy you
got
and say
you.
98, so I did say that. But
I
I
know, I
think
was like, if I didn't say 98, would you have said
no,
that?
no, no. But
Okay.
I think because personally to me, I just love that like medieval type of vibe
Mm.
and the storytelling.
Mhm.
I think that really brings me into it, and it's fantasy, so it's like all of it added
Yeah.
together, the different species and all of that going on. So I think it definitely is such a great movie, and I just love rewatching it. I think all the
How would you rank the three movies?
how we do. Ooh, I'm being asked. Usually I'm not asked questions.
Yeah,
how would,
yeah.
okay, my bad. Let me step up my game then. How would I rank all three movies? Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the first one.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it probably go second, third, first.
Okay. I'm second, first, third.
Cause like the first just has so much world building they have to get through, and it is
Yeah,
cool. You get to see more and more and more and more, but it's like it definitely starts a little bit slower. Like the second
that's
one,
true.
you got Aragorn listen to the ground, or Aragorn or Legolas, one of them listen to the ground, and they
Hmm.
just off running, like just taking off. Everyone's lit. That's why everyone's on time for the second movie. It's just like, where's the
That's fair.
action? I'm there. So
I also just feel like the third one is very like doom and gloom for a lot of it. Like Frodo and Sam's story is literally Frodo in the depths of the trenches,
that's
just
true.
like trying to hang on to dear life, and Sam being like, please don't die. And so I feel like the first one is nice because you do get that time when they're just like happy, peaceful hobbits. And I think that transition into the darkness for the rest of the trilogy, I think that the first movie offers a nice juxtaposition. That's
That's
my
really
case for the first movie.
snaps. Only got snapshots. Excellent analysis. Have nothing to say to that. All right, moving on. Who is your favorite and least favorite character?
Oh wow. Okay. Ooh,
If you
that's
can't decide, you can
tough.
say a couple for each.
Okay. I mean, favorite from like when I first saw the movies was definitely Legolas. I
Yeah,
mean, so iconic
I
and
remember.
also very beautiful.
No cap.
But I think also Pippin. Pippin's the
Okay,
homie.
that's.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a hot take, but that's unique. I would say.
It's probably a hot take since he was such a menace to the group for so long. But I do think he has a great journey and also provides like really nice levity to the group. So I admire him. Least favorite, I'm gonna have to go with my girl. What was her name?
Uh
What was
oh.
the blonde girl's name that was in love with Aragorn?
Oh, God, but she killed the Nazgul King. Why you hating on her?
Yeah, she ate with that. She ate with that. But her whole, I mean, I don't know. This is maybe a tangent, but Lord of the Rings is such a male-dominated trilogy, right? Most of the main characters are men and they're doing manly things, whatever. And there's very few female characters. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think for her character to be, and obviously she does have that great moment at the end, like you said, where she kills the Nazgul, which is awesome. But for most of the movies, she's just like pining after Aragorn and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like sad and wishing that he would be hers. And I think for me, I want better for her.
Okay.
So she's
So
she's one of my least favorite.
how did you feel when she ended up with Faramir?
I mean, Faramir was also kind of mid, so I thought it was okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I think upon my latest rewatch, which was sometime during this past year, I
Hmm.
actually start to like Faramir more and more.
I mean, he has a very tragic story, right? Like, obviously, growing up when your dad literally could not care less about you, your whole life, and then ultimately your dad sends you to be sacrificed. Like, that's horrifying and very tragic. So I think he's a very sympathetic character. But in terms of like personality, identity. Like I feel like we don't get much of that, at least in the movies from him.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think that's a good thing.
But he's definitely a sympathetic character. Like I'm not mad at him for how he's portrayed in the movies.
I
And then also on the bottom, I'm gonna throw in Grima Wormtongue.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that came to mind as well. That man, talk about a menace. That man was number one on the menace list.
Yeah, and he did not redeem himself by stabbing Saruman in my eyes.
Yeah, that was nuts. I was not expecting that when I first watched it. I was like, oh, what?
It was also very graphic. Like they really went there.
Did not hold back. But
Mm-mm.
hey, what happened happened. For me, I would say my favorite character probably was.
Can
I
I
think
guess?
Aragorn.
Ah, that's what I was gonna say. Okay.
I think Aragorn's just like he's just that guy at the end of the day, man. I think
Hmm.
one of the favorite storylines or sub storylines, whatever you want to call it, is just when it's Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas just like running around, just booking it, following the hobbits, and it's just like when he makes the choice, just a pure leader, like do we go after Frodo? He's like, nah, Frodo got it.
Hmm.
Let's go get Pippin and Merry and Pippin. So definitely he's my favorite, I
Yeah.
would say. And then my least favorite, I think Wormtongue was up there for sure.
Naturally.
trying to think of who else. There was someone else I just thought of. Oh, I didn't like the king, or the steward rather. Faramir and Boromir's father. I forget his name.
Oh, of course, yeah. Denethor.
Yeah, Denethor. Yeah, yeah. And I wasn't rocking with him.
I should have thrown him in there. Yeah, he's horrible.
So, I mean, which is just shout outs to the actor because he made me hate him. So it's like, actor
Yeah,
did his
that's
job.
true.
But
For real, he was real grimy.
it was yeah, I was praying on his downfall, and he fell down.
Oh, you ate.
That whole, all right. Next up, this is also a hard question because it again is three movies. So you can maybe say
Mm.
your favorite one from each movie. But what is your favorite moment? What's your favorite scene? What scene do you think of when you hear Lord of the Rings?
Oh, wow. I mean, for me, I think you know, it's the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, that is like that whole sequence from them like preparing, like them, being in the caves, getting all the people to get weapons, and Aragorn trying to somehow rouse the troops
yeah.
of children that they have to recruit from, and everybody standing out in the rain just anticipating to like the actual battle, which is super long, to then how it ends. Like I just feel like that whole sequence is like
Mm,
just iconic and so well done. So that's like immediately what comes to mind when I think of Lord of the Rings,
for
and
sure.
definitely my favorite part of the second movie. Um, the first one, honestly, I really like. Um, oh, I mean, obviously, there's so much, but I actually really like. It's just a really quick moment, but the scene when Frodo is just reading in the woods when Gandalf
Mm,
is first arriving.
yeah.
I just feel like that moment of like stillness and quiet and like it just shows how like beautiful and untouched the Shire is. And I think that's a great juxtaposition to kind of what poor Frodo goes through over the course of the movies.
That is true.
So I feel like that shot of him just like sitting in the corner on the tree with the like little whatever it is in his mouth, I think that is like quintessential Lord of the Rings for me.
Heard that. Yep.
Um, and then from Return of the King, I mean, the moment that still makes me cry to this day is at the very end, when the hobbits have returned and Aragorn, has been crowned king, and then when he says, "My friends, you bow to no one," that
Yeah,
was
that was fun. That might be my favorite moment of that movie as well.
it hit. So
Full
yeah,
immersion.
every time that happens, it's just like so emotional because the weight of what they've been through is like unimaginable. So yeah, if I had to pick three, those would be my big three.
Okay. I think I completely agree with you with the last movie. I think that is just like the icing on the cake. And I was
Hmm.
just thinking about it right now, like how when they go to meet him in the prancing pony, to him being the king, him being some
Mm.
shady figure staring at them with a hood on, which is
Yeah.
kind of insane, but also just great writing by J.R.R. Tolkien. And
And
not
then he
J.R.R.
finally
Tolkien.
takes a bath and a shower at the end, and he's like clean and hair blown out.
Yeah, Regal for sure. um, for the first movie, I'm trying to think. I like when cause it's like I'm trying to think what it is. I think it's when they just like after Boromir tries to take the ring, obviously not a good moment. But then
Hmm.
when everyone just like starts going crazy because like they're just starting to get ready, or when all
Mm.
the orcs converge on them and they just have to
Hmm.
fight it out. And then yeah, I feel like that's a good moment. And the music's playing, and then
Yeah.
he would just get to work. Ah,
And that scene when Aragorn's like walking out by himself with the sword against all the
yeah,
orcs.
yeah, that was gangster, gangster for sure.
Yeah. I'm with that. I'm with that.
And then the second movie, I'm trying to think. Definitely Helm's Deep was up there. I guess like how can you not like it? But I'm trying to remember the. I feel like there was something else I'm missing, but I don't know. I feel like
Mm.
the second movie was just solid all around. Just really good.
Yeah.
I can't think of
There's just a
anything
lot
else.
happening. They have a lot to get through.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Next question. So those ones are a little bit more surface level. This one's going a little deeper. What
Oh,
character
okay.
do you think that you're the most like from the movie, and what character do you think that I'm the
Whoa.
most like?
Oh. Oh, that's good. Whoa. All right. Well, I'm gonna give myself the queen, Arwen.
Okay, go crazy. I like that. I like that. I like that.
And I think it's because I think most of any other character we see in the movies is a healer,
Hmm.
or at least maybe she's not like a healer in a formal concept, it like formal way, but she heals
I'm not sure. Yeah.
a member of the group. And being that my path is in medicine, I feel like that's kind of a nice
Oh, okay.
connection point.
Okay, I was thinking about a different
You
type
see
of
me?
healing.
Am I
That's a
cooking? Am
double
I cooking?
entendre right there. Okay.
um, and also, I think she is, as I mentioned before, Lord of the Rings is very male dominated. She's, a strong woman in a male dominated kind of arena. And so I feel like in my own life, I've experienced that a little bit,
Hmm.
having two younger brothers and also some great male friends and acquaintances along the way.
Mhm.
So I feel like I kind of relate to that. Like she gets along with the boys. Sometimes she's kind of like, in the boys' club. And I feel like I can relate to that a bit.
Okay.
Um, but also, at the end of the day, she's a baddie. So what more do I need to say?
Go crazy
I
then.
rest my case.
I like that. I
Okay,
think that's an
now.
excellent comparison. Or excellent.
Thank you, thank you. All right, now Yando. Yando, Yando, Yando.
Yeah.
Who is the finesser in the group?
Oh wow. Ouch. Help me to the
In a good
chest.
way, in a good way. Who's finessing in a good way? That's tough because I don't know that anyone is necessarily a crazy finesser. But I'm gonna give you
That's my one
Aragorn.
quality.
I'm gonna give you Aragorn. Because
Okay.
no,
Okay.
beyond
Okay.
just finessing, you do have great leadership qualities.
Oh, thank you. I
And
appreciate that.
Aragorn is the type of person who he doesn't lead by telling you, "Oh, I'm the leader." He leads by doing things that you would want a leader to do
Hmm.
and that inspires you.
Thank you. I appreciate
And
that.
so I think you're the type of person who kind of charts your own path, does things that can inspire other people. So I would go with that.
Thank you. That's really nice. I'm trying to think of all the other character comparisons I had from because I always ask that question on my
Okay,
podcast.
what are some of the other ones you've gotten?
Some other ones I got. Oh, why am I blanking now? You haven't seen Shogun. I don't remember what they said for me. For Avatar, they called me it was Ian, Bryant. He said
Hmm.
when I was younger, Aang, I think.
Oh, okay.
I
Curious.
forget exactly who he said. Why am I blanking right now? It was either
That's okay.
I'm getting stage fright apparently, but
Aside, shake it off.
I think Jonah Harper. I did Spider Man Across the Spider Verse.
Hmm.
I think he said Miles. Maybe I'm tripping, but I'll have to go
Yeah,
watch that back.
probably.
I've just done so many different things. Yeah, I'm kidding. But
Sorry, my bad. Let me
no,
do
no,
my
no,
research.
no, 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 you good, you good. Okay, thank you. No, I appreciate it. I think that's really good. I would say for you, for you, I feel like when I think of you, I feel like the traits and personality of Samwise Gamgee,
Oh, okay. I'll
I,
take it.
and I feel like because when you find like people that you're willing to like, that you love, that you care for, like you're ride or die for them. I feel like
Mm.
I just like that's like your nature as a caring figure. It's not gonna let people around you be hurt. Just like how Sam walked into the depths of Mordor and back with Frodo Baggins. Like he's not gonna leave
Oh,
Frodo's side. Even when Frodo kicked him out, he still was back there fighting for him, take down the spider. So I feel like,
he said, "I can't carry the ring for you, but I can carry you."
indeed, and I feel like those qualities I see you like you're willing to pick up the slack if someone else can't do it. Just be there for them. So
I
that's
appreciate
what I'd say.
that. That's very thoughtful.
Of course, and I feel like that's a good comparison. Like someone's just like, oh, I'm here with you to the end, buddy. Like you can't get rid of me. Like I'm with you.
No matter how hard you try. Yeah.
Exactly. Um, for myself, I'm trying to think. I feel like younger, I probably would have said Pippin. Or I don't know if I'm that foolish. I feel like Pippin. You could have said Pippin for a finesse here. I feel like Pippin's kind of like a foolish, sneaky, guy that's just
True, but I don't
or
know how
curious.
successful he is with his finessing.
That's
Plus,
also
he gets
true.
corrupted, so I feel like that's a little iffy.
That is true. I feel like he is his curiosity. I relate to like being
Honestly,
curious.
maybe Mary, because I feel like Mary has a really nice arc with I don't know why I'm forgetting her name. Oh, Aowen, that's her name.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
but he has a cool arc with her at the end, where like he gets to wear he gets to wear the armor and go into battle with her. So I think
that's
that's cool.
true. That's true. I feel like I'm trying to think. Nah, I was gonna say Legolas, but nah, I can't find enough similarities to bridge myself to him, so I'll just back off.
He said, "I'm tall and
Yeah,
well, that's it."
I wouldn't put myself as one of the three in the crew because I feel like that'd be me, just like in
Mm,
like a team of people. Like in that, if I were to be in the Fellowship of the Ring, I'd want to be in the group of people that was going after Merry and Pippin. I feel like that'd suit my role
got you.
best.
That's fair. Okay, you could be Gimli.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I look like you too. Oh yeah.
Oh,
All right. This question's a little bit I guess not as in depth, but what species from like all the species that we see in Lord of
oh
the
wow.
Rings would you want to be and why?
Whoa. What I want to be?
Like the elves, humans, dwarves, men. Oh, I see. Orc.
Hmm.
I guess there's only really three. Or you could be a wizard.
I
Hey.
would like to be a hobbit.
Okay.
Yeah, they live a pretty good life.
They do. They're a pretty good life.
They just drink, they just smoke, they go to parties,
They
they
be
see the
chilling
fireworks,
and
they
hobbits.
eat really well.
Oh, looking at that food just makes me cry in the inside every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. No, I think a hobbit's life is the life for me. Just relax, toil the land, no worries.
Working in the field. Okay, not like that, but you know. What I mean?
Maybe, hey, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They got
Okay.
black hobbits, I think. Maybe somewhere.
In the new series they do
Okay, okay.
the
So I'm
Rings
one
of
of them.
Power. Okay, okay, got you,
Okay,
got you,
sweet.
got you.
What
Um,
about
all right.
you?
I think I want to be an elf. I thought that'd
Long
be
life?
cool to live long and just like explore a
Mm.
lot. Just like you can do everything. You have like a pretty much infinite lifetime to try different things, which would be
Yeah,
nice.
that would be my second choice for sure.
Like to be
I
good
just
at
feel like
archery.
they encounter violence a little more than I would be comfortable with.
They encounter violence. You said.
Yeah, like what if I'm drafted into the war or something? Hobbits
You're
aren't drafted into the war. I'm good.
that's true. You're cooked. Unless you're
Well, that's
Bilbo. Unless you're a Baggin, you might have your own adventure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, my great 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 grandfather was a Baggins. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Talk about it. Talk about
Yeah.
it. Okay. If you could visit any of the locations in Lord of the Rings, where would you go?
Mm. Any of the locations? Hold on, because I feel like there's an easy, obvious answer,
Okay.
which to me would be Rivendell.
Okay.
But
That's not what I
I'm
was
trying
gonna
to
go
think
with.
if there's. Oh, really? Okay. Trying to think if there's a better.
And you've actually been to the Shire yourself in real life, so.
It's true. I've already ticked that off. So I have had that experience and it was incredible.
That sounds awesome.
Really
Yeah.
awesome. Um, okay. I think I'll stick with Rivendell. I can't think of any. I was just trying to think of a very like idyllic place. And I feel like that place is really cool. Also, the Rivendell Lego set looks really awesome.
It does, but that thing expensive.
Yeah, but like the patch, like the colors on the roof. Oh,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
I
that's
was
so
eyeing it
cool.
too at the Lego store.
Yeah. Okay. We got that in the future.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get our money up.
Giant. For me, I would probably say Minas Tirith. That's what came to mind.
Oh, interesting. You want to go there?
I feel like it's just like how it's portrayed. It looks so grand and massive and like
Hmm.
something unlike anything we have on Earth, or at least from
Okay,
my
so the
limited
Minister,
knowledge.
this is pre-final battle when they were tearing down the walls.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I'm not trying to see no craters, but No. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or maybe
Gotcha,
after
gotcha.
Aragorn's rule, he's cleaned it up and made it even more beautiful than before.
Oh, sure, 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 sure. Okay, that makes sense.
I'll claim.
I like that.
Um, if you could change one plot aspect from the movie, what would it be and why? So that's like changing a character's
Whoa.
decision or motive or something along those
Mm. I mean, the first thing that came to mind is Gollum,
lines.
because I feel like he has the potential for like a redemptive arc. And
Really?
I think it stinks that because I think he is a sympathetic character. And I think it stinks that he has the ending he has. Like, I think it is very poetic, the fact that he like dives in after the ring and then, dies with the ring basically. But I'm just thinking, especially too, I'm not sure if the scene is in the second or the third movie, but that scene where you see him, Gollum and Smeagol, like kind of back and forth, like
With the little
having, it's
water,
like that.
mixing in the water.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel like that shows you just like how I just wish there was redemption for Smeagol, the Smeagol part of him, I guess.
Mm,
Like I feel like that scene makes me really sympathetic for him, and I wish he had more of a redemptive arc. Because I think the climax is when he leads Frodo to the spider, right? And I feel like if after that there was some kind of like admission of guilt or like regret or something, I think that would have been really nice just to kind of show that it's not
that's
just like
really good.
evil Gollum in there, like there is Smeagol in there who's like trying to fight, for his side to dominate as well.
I like that. That's a good change. Yeah, that did strike me as, I guess, like you said, poetic. The fact that the whole time he is just like completely fixated, and his old
Hmm.
personality can't really do anything to prohibit that or stop it. Yeah, no, I remember one of the most gruesome scenes, the start of the third movie, where they just got that man taking his friend out. Where I was like,
His
huh,
backstory,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was crazy. But yeah,
That was crazy.
that was nice. But they actually, yeah, they didn't hold any punches. All what's his name, Peter
Mm-mm.
Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I was thinking of
He
Percy
did what he
Jackson
had to
for a
do.
second. It's like not Percy. It's Guy Pearce.
Wrong
He's
one, wrong one. But you were close.
I was close. I'm trying to think. I think for me, what would I change? Um, I felt like the ending battle in the last Return of the King, where it's like they're a small army and then they're at the gates of Mordor, and like where the
Mm-hmm.
Eagles come to bail them out. I feel like they definitely could have gotten a little bit more creative with that. Like
Mm-hmm.
whether it's like, or I guess all the elves were gone at that point, but I mean there were still dwarves maybe, but like I think it would have been cool to have not the Battle of Five Armies scale, but like more people
Mm-hmm.
kind of backing them up rather than just like the Eagles are coming, and then like there being a
Yeah,
crater that like when they defeat Sauron, and there's a crater that all the I thought that was kind of a cop out a little bit.
that was hilarious.
I was like, okay, what's going on? But
I feel you. They said we got to wrap this movie up, so everything needs to work out very perfectly from here on out.
they were schmooving down that. Yeah, but yeah, I think I would change something along those lines.
That's a good one. I think that's very reasonable.
Okay. Knowing what you know now about how the movie ended, if
Mhm.
you could give Frodo a pep talk at the beginning of the first movie, um, what would you talk about, or what would you say to him? Pep talk for his journey ahead.
Wow. I mean, honestly, I feel like Sam's pep talk to him in Return of the King is pretty perfect. Like asking him to like remember the blue skies and like remember what you're fighting for and what's worth, you know, going through all this trauma. So I feel like if I was able to talk to him at the very beginning, because obviously he was so innocent,
Yeah,
he thought he was just taking it to Rivendell and then he
done.
was going back home. Um, so I mean, I would probably just tell him to like take the afternoon off, walk around, smell the bushes,
Smell the bushes, crazy.
look at the
Soak it all in.
the rose bushes, the rose bushes. Um, just take it all in and soak it in because the places that we're going, it's not going to be like home. And so capture that and keep it with you so that it can remind you, what you're fighting for. And
Mm,
then when Sam reminds him at the end, he can be like, "Oh yeah, I took that 10-minute walk right before we left,
I'm locked
and I
in.
saw that bee buzzing around the roses, and now I know what I'm fighting for."
I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think mine would be kind of along the same line, just to encourage him to stay true to himself. Like,
Mhm.
in his heart, he is a good, happy, kind person. To try not to lose that. So I don't know, I think that would have been a. Now I'm thinking about a plot point that I might have thought to change was Frodo being so sympathetic towards Gollum.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like if he was just
Yeah.
more on Sam's side the entire time. But I think that just. I think that did show that at the root of it, Frodo just I mean, he wasn't a bad guy. He cared for other beings and didn't wish ill upon them. So I think that
I
was.
think even yeah, I agree. I think even more than that, he saw himself in Gollum. Like he was like,
Mm,
that is how I could have ended up if I fully let myself be consumed by the ring.
yeah,
So I totally get
that's a
why
good point.
he sympathizes with him. But also, yeah, back to the pep talk thing. I feel like you can't tell him too much about what's to come because then he's
Yeah,
gonna
of
get stressed
course.
out and he will not leave that hobbit whole. So you got to be careful with your words.
That is true. That is true. Um, and then my last question of the
Oh
evening.
wow, okay.
Yeah, we made it here. Shouts out to you. My last question is: if Peter Jackson called you up and
Oh,
said, "Layla, I
what's
need
it?
you to write me a story that happens directly after Return of the King.
Got you.
Let me hear your elevator pitch. Go."
I'm gonna need a second to think about
That's okay.
it. Hmm.
And it can be like there can be some time between. That's like right after. It can be like just like set in the world after.
Got you. I mean, in terms of what I'm curious, like what I want to know more about, I want to know about Frodo's trip to is it the Grey Havens?
I don't know.
His where he goes at the end when he, goes with the elves
Mm-hmm.
on to like wherever past Middle Earth, otherworldly realm. I'm curious what goes on there. So maybe, he meets a young elven lady
Okay.
or lad.
Love it.
I'm thinking this is maybe a rom-com set outside of Middle Earth.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, we stumble upon each other in the elven market. So crazy to see you here. I wasn't expecting this.
Okay.
Who are you? Let's learn about each other's cultures. Okay, that's one idea.
I feel like that would fit Frodo's character perfect. Like the actor. I feel like the actor could pull that off.
Elijah Wood, yeah, yeah, yeah. He definitely could. Plus, I don't think he's been in a rom-com, at least that I've seen. So maybe we need to get on that. Peter Jackson, call me. But also I am curious to hear because I know we learn more about. Well, I think it's really silly that they involve Legolas in the prequel Hobbit trilogy
Really? I
because
like that.
Orlando Bloom looks so old, and you're like, this man is
I thought he looked good.
40 years younger than he was in Lord of the Rings. I'm not buying it.
Oh.
But I am
Okay.
curious about Legolas's adventures
Okay.
post events of Lord of the Rings because obviously he's a hero.
Yeah.
At this point, is he the last elf? Did he go with Frodo? Do we know this?
I don't know. Maybe in the background he's on the boat, but I forget. Let's pretend like he doesn't, just for the sake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For the sake of my story, this is more of a like drama thriller genre.
Okay.
And I'm thinking Legolas is kind of like, he solves crimes and he's going around Middle Earth. People like he's the last elf, so obviously his skills are very rare. People really
Mmm.
need them. So they call him in to solve crimes, his ears can hear further, his eyes can see further.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
So he's like
connected. I don't know why, but oh well. Wait, what'd you say?
I didn't know if that was my internet.
No, no, no. It's me. It's me. It's me. You're all good.
Oh, okay, got you.
Okay, but well, that's pretty much the end of it because I know this is tweaking. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, wait, wait. Can you, if I end the FaceTime, can you hear me?
I can't hear you through here. Oh,
Oh, okay, okay. I'll
nah.
keep this then.
My AirPod's tweaking.
Wait, okay. Can you hear me
No, it's not your fault. I think it's something on my end. I don't know what's wrong with my stuff, but
now? Oh, shoot.
it's okay. Um, thank you so much. I can end this up here because I can hear you from the microphone on my side. But thank you again so
Okay.
much for joining. You were an excellent guest. Thank you for the amazing conversation. We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me. This is really fun, y'all.
Of course, always. Yeah, I gotta get Leaky and maybe Dad and Mama here.
I know. I'm so curious to hear what you guys are going to talk about.
See what they're thinking. Yeah, I'm sure we can find something. But
And keep bearing in mind, he feels very strongly about, well, definitely, what is it called? What's episode 3?
and part.
Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
He loves that movie. So if you
Okay.
want hot takes on that, you got him.
All right, got you. I'm have to lock and load myself because I'm done too much of those movies. Actually, I think I saw them kind of. Actually, it's been a while. But okay. Thank you so much. Please, someone say thank you again for considering it.
Will do, of course. Yeah, no, this is a really good idea. I'm glad we were able to delve into this content a little bit more.
Of course.